Hello and welcome to another episode of Queens of Business podcast. Here you will listen only honest business talk. And today in episode 5, we will be focusing on biohacking in business. I am a naturopath and my Vistic skincare founder, Maili Vistik. And my partner in crime is.
Kira, I'm the coach.
And today's topic might seem a bit broad or like a bit further away from each other, but after today's episode, you will realize not really. And like in every other episode, I recommend you to share your insights, your experience. We like to know what do you think or what is your knowledge on these topics, because the more we share, the easier it is for everybody else to get know-how and maybe test some theories or practices out. So let's hear it, Kira. How is your relationship with biohacking?
Oh, that's a long story, a long relationship. And that was my love. That was my practice, experimentation, innovation, trainings, until biohacking got to become a word in a dictionary. And I believe it was 2018. And since I have this strange habit of putting things away when they become trendy or when they are now on the market, and that's not new any longer. So in the last 5, 6, 7 years, less than before, but long life relationship with anything to do with energy, with optimization, with performance, with all of the things that biohacking does for us.
Yes, and in the end, longevity, right? To be able to feel vital when you're 90.
Yes, that's one part of it. Yeah, definitely. All of it. Did we forget something?
No, no, I think if something is forgotten, we will come back to it anyway.
Yeah, because
But
you said a broad topic, and yeah, it
mhm,
is like. How would you describe what is biohacking for you?
it is basically health optimization. Like I was thinking in my head when you said 2018, it was for me also 2018 when I first saw Finnish biohacker Teemu Arina on stage, and he was making coffee. Not like he has his own recipe, like what to put there, like how to make it super beneficial. But that was the moment when I was like, wow, this is something great. This is like health topic going deep on a tissue level. And from there, like I started to reorganize my bedroom, for example, like blinding curtains, red light glasses in the evening. Then I have salt lamp to make the light nicer and not that bright. Then make sure the cooling is on the nice temperature. I never sleep in a warm room because it's hard to sleep in warm room, but also it's super good for your skin as well if you sleep in the colder temperature, right? And then like water intake, like this seems super easy steps, but this is all biohacking. Like how can you make it better for you to sleep? Because in your sleep all the toxins in your body go out, all the processes are healing. It's super important that you get to sleep 7 to 8 hours every night, right? And not like when you go to bed, I don't know, 1 p.m. or 3 p.m., but maybe 11, and try to do it like every day the same time and wake up at the same time, because
Mhm,
this is your biorhythm.
mhm.
And these all things, in the end, for me, are biohacking. Of course, we can go deeper. We can use the different machines. I use like red light therapy, for example. I have the lamp to like put on my face. But these are all supporting systems. I
Mhm.
still think that core is the one that I think years and years people have been thinking about the quality of sleep, the quality of food, the quality of movement, right? So
Yeah,
this is all
I
biohacking.
agree. And what I heard, and this was very interesting. So the same year that my biohacking trip stopped in a way, well, paused, you started yours. So maybe this is the reason why I didn't need to experiment. Other people could continue. But joke aside, I was into biohacking when I was in my elementary school. And I was interested in sleep. I was interested in all sorts of functionalities. And that was the first time that I heard about circadian rhythm.
Mm.
I think that I was 9 or 10. And
Wow.
that interests me so much. And these were my first experiments in sleep patterns back in the days. So already in elementary school, I tested out polyphasic sleep. So circadian and polyphasic. And
I
yeah.
think you need to explain it a bit because not everybody would understand.
Yeah, okay. So part of biohacking is sleep, of course. We all know how sleep is important. And especially today, everybody's saying you need to have 8+ hours of sleep. Well, not so. It is trendy theory, but actually, the biggest survey made about sleep showed that people living the longest are people sleeping around 6.5 hours, not around 6.5 hours. So it's the quality of sleep, actually. And how to have the most effective sleep and to be alert and good throughout the day so that you have nice energy flow throughout the day and night. And that's one part of biohacking, of course. So the sleep. And intermittent sleep patterns, similar as intermittent fasting, are very important in biohacking. So polyphasic sleep is a part of it. And there are a couple of methods or patterns, schedules that you can test out if you decide to test it on yourself. So you don't only need to sleep 6.5 hours in one go. You can go like biphasic, like 4 hours, or 3 hours, 3 hours, 3.5. You can go into one bigger, like 3 to 4 hours, and then two smaller ones, like naps. You can have like more naps throughout the day, and it goes so extreme. I would say extreme, but the ones that I like the most would be the one having a couple of, well, few 20 minutes sleep schedules, sessions throughout the day.
But did you see any changes in your work style or focus or something when you tested these sleeping
Yes,
patterns out?
yes, yes. This one, the most extreme one, was working the best for me, and about time management, about how I felt, and well, basically two of them: this 6.5 hours and waking at the same time in circadian rhythm. That was one of them, and then this extreme one were the best in terms of productivity, in terms of feeling good, in terms of health. But of course, that doesn't mean that it is true for everyone, right? And one of the great things about biohacking is that it's about experimentation, about testing out for yourself, innovation, and fine tuning for yourself.
True that. But what do you think about the way that one part of biohacking is food supplements? And
Mhm.
there are crazy amount of different food supplements. And now if I want to be like excellent in my business, maybe I must like starting my business, which means I have to work day and night to keep it moving. I want to be more focused, I want to sleep less, I want to be super active, brain should overwork. And then I take these different supplements, mushrooms, who all can benefit for sure, but I'm taking them together, and maybe the result is not that good. Do you have
Mhm.
a take on that?
You mean when you take supplements? Because first of all, whoever like takes magnesium is already biohacking.
Yeah.
So almost everyone is biohacking, right? One
Yep.
of the most important supplements being magnesium. And then if you are thinking, when do you take magnesium? Like either you take it in the evening or you take half of those in the morning and half of those in the evening, then you are like super biohacking. So, um, and that is like working for majority of people. And you were you thinking about mushrooms in specific, like would they work, or any supplement working for someone?
Any supplement, because like I just brought out mushrooms because mushrooms are now like number one topic.
Hmm.
We have tinctures, we have capsules, we have drinks, like you name it, everything with mushrooms, and the main ones are reishi and
Yes.
cordyceps and ashwagandha. Not ashwagandha,
Hmm.
but you get
Hmm.
it right.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I was taking mushroom supplements as well. Then again, many years not. But when it was not the topic, when it was not under biohacking, when it was not under this, as the name wasn't existing, I was using it because I liked ancient practices.
Hmm.
And mushrooms being one of these Chinese energetic herbs medicines. And my personal experience that it was working, it was wonder for me. But at the same time, I really think that we are different. So um, I thrive on 4 liters of water per day. How I know it? Because I did 75 hard as a mental challenge.
Hmm.
And 4 liters was not for me too much. But for a person I know, it was too much. So we need to really be open in hearing this is my view, this is my point on that, to hearing, to test for ourselves and see if that works for us or not. And then if you are healthy, for a healthy individual, uh, you don't need that much sleep. But if you are sick in any way, then you need more sleep, right? Body needs more rest, whatever kind of rest they can get.
Yeah, I totally agree that we are different, and for that reason, everybody should focus on themselves. But I still also believe in a way that we should get most of nutrients from the food. I know that food is different nowadays and it's hard to get all the vitamins and minerals, but in a way, supplements are the easy way out.
Hmm.
There are, I don't even know how it's in English, but they have like liver capsules and like
Yes.
kidneys and like all the things that are inside organs, and
Yes.
people take them as capsules. And then I'm thinking, okay, but it's super easy to get them from the animals because we eat meat and we have the organs inside. So
Or we
why
don't.
don't
Or we don't. Wait. Okay. Just
yeah,
a
but
joke.
still, like, why don't you use these chicken hearts, grill them and eat them? Why do you need to use it as a powder form? Or
Mhm.
why people think that this is easier? Because mainstream biohackers, they have like these plastic bags
Mhm.
filled with tablets, and they take
Mhm.
like 60 to 100 per day.
Mhm. Yeah. So not doing something, I would say that doing something because other people do it is what biohacking is not for me, not the real biohacking. Because for me, biohacking is being true to yourself and being real. And there is time and place for everything. So at the time when I was doing these mushroom supplements, and it wasn't only to test Chinese herbal
Mhm.
medicine and an energetic flow, because it was very important at what time of the day I take these supplements as well for the kidney, specifically if we talk about cordyceps, but not to go into details. I was traveling every week in different countries, not like
Mhm.
one country 1 week, but 2, 3 countries in 1 week. I had that time a type of job. I was taking care of 20 countries, and then talking about some industry, telecom industry topics in some other. And I had miles and miles and miles, and traveling all the time. And there were hotels, hotel food, and different kind of setup than when you're home and then you prepare your own meals. And
Mhm.
for me, having this kind of help tools were really, really supportive. But now I don't use it. I don't need it. I don't feel that I need it.
Hmm. That's true. Again, you need to know yourself, your like schedule. Are you home or are you abroad? How your day will look like, and based on that, you can swap or adjust.
Yeah. And then if you, I would say, if you add some supplements or whatever in your life, do it slowly, mindfully, slowly, like a really, really slow process. You add one and then you observe.
Mhm.
Not all at once, not 150 pills of something just because someone said to do it. Like
Yeah, for
with
sure.
any experiment, right? Hmm?
Yeah. Mm. Mushrooms in general, they are super good. Because I'm a naturopath, I
Yeah.
can't say anything different, right? But I see in a way that people are overusing them, like mushroom tea, mushroom coffee, mushroom smoothie, like there isn't anything else existing.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's like four different mushrooms mainly that, or five that we are using, which is funny because even like in Estonia there's over 300 different mushrooms that are healing, are edible, and you can use them, but
Yeah.
somehow we focus on these five, right?
Yes. That's talking about trends, right?
Mhm.
And not using our own mind. And for me, biohacking should be about optimizing our brain functions, our system, and using our mind more and more.
Yeah, and also biohacking is about tracking, right?
Yes.
And like I have my Oura ring,
Yeah.
and I'm super happy that I decided to purchase that because you mentioned magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about magnesium. Like seriously, I was
Really?
just like, okay, people are taking it, but I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I looked at my metrics, there's different things you can see from that with the ring. But my HRV, I think this is the short version, meaning that resting heart rate
Mm-hmm.
was so low, like a 70-year-old. And I was like, hmm, I'm like more 30 than anything else. So what is up with that? And like, there's no chances in life because I don't believe in something just happening. But I found one magnesium lecture that was for free from the person I knew. So I was like, okay, no harm in listening that. But I wanted to listen this because of my mom, and like I wanted to see maybe I can support the heart with magnesium. But after I listened to that, I was like, okay, she will start taking that. I will order for me. And with like 2 weeks, my metrics went normal.
Yeah.
So I don't need the blood test. I don't need anything. I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, magnesium
Yeah.
was missing, needed it, and now I'm hooked.
Yes. Yeah. I remember the first time when I realized I need magnesium. Magnesium was not the topic then at all. I was in London walking around, sightseeing, and of course doing business, but all over the city. And my left eye started to move like a muscle in just moving, moving, moving. Ooh, I need magnesium. I just got in my, and then I used it for years, and then all of a sudden, no, I feel like I'm full. I don't need it, and then I didn't. Uh, Tracking is so important when it comes to biohacking, and this tracking, of course, is super good using technology. That's why we have the technology.
Mhm.
But as well, this tracking can be done without technology, well, with our inner engineering
Yeah.
technology, right? Because we can train ourselves to to be able to monitor and notice it by ourselves. And I believe technology can help us into training to come to that as well, because
Sure.
you learn how to notice the difference, right? With this level, as you said, low or high or resting rate.
Yeah, but this is a good part again. Like, are you ready to listen to your body? Because I have an example when I was working and we were organizing events in this one was in Jamaica,
Mhm.
and our partner was bulletproof, but not with the coffee, but with these bars that had coffee inside and some other things.
Mhm.
Imagine that you don't have time to sleep. You are super busy. It was like 7 day event, full day lectures. In the evening, there were some different networking parties. You had to be sharp. You had to fix the problems, but still speak with your customers. And there were like two big boxes of these, and everybody was just eating and eating. And I don't know how many I ate. I think 5 or 6
Oh my
even.
God. Okay.
Like this.
Oh my God. It's like taking guarana and stuff like crazy.
Yeah, because I was like, tastes good, has an effect, focus is better, no sleep needed. But in the end, like my hands were shaking, but I also felt like I want to throw up a bit as well.
Oh.
So too much is not good.
Here we are again, not saying the word, but talking about balance. Balance.
Yes.
Whatever you do, you come to that. Mm.
But this is
And-
needed.
mhm. Yeah, I completely agree. Boring agreement, but yeah, I do wholeheartedly. So we mentioned sleeping, eating, supplements. Um, what else would you like to mention from your biohacking portfolio?
Well, temperatures,
Mm,
cold exposure, heat exposure. Like I'm not the person who goes to the ice hole. Like I have been
mhm,
thinking about it, but no, I think here comes in this Chinese medicine or like Ayurvedic look that each person is different, and super cold doesn't fit me. I love to walk on to the grounding
mhm,
every season because in Estonia we have 4 seasons,
mhm,
and I love it also in the snow, super good. But I can't go into the ice hole. I can go to sauna. I love it there, super nice because I like warm. But the
mhm, mhm.
benefits are similar for the
Mhm.
heart, for example, for the skin. There are some minor tweaks, but yeah, I think this is important at least once a week to go to sauna. If you have it at home, do it more often. But maybe after one or even 2 times, you already see what is changed on your skin and
Mhm.
in you as well.
Yeah, and we share that love. You know how I love Finland, your neighborhood country, and I did business there. And there is where my love towards sauna. But even before, actually. But yeah, I wholeheartedly, really appreciate the effects of sauna and the feeling in sauna. And at the same time, when I was trying to tune my temperatures, because uh, I have in Croatia 4 seasons as well, but summers are very warm. And then during the winter time, it's very warm in the buildings. Wherever I am, it's like too much, like
Mhm.
high degrees, like tropical degrees. And at one point, I was trying, okay, let me adjust it, let me adjust it, let me adjust it. But I wasn't successful because my environment was different. And then I said, okay, let me adjust myself. Let me find my practices that would cope with this, like finding the remedy to a solution. Because sometimes we cannot have like ideal everything. Like, okay, now it's 18 degrees in the night. It is, I don't know, 20
Mhm.
something. Adjust. Sometimes it's just summertime or just heating season during the winter.
Yeah.
And actually, I would say adaptability and not being too strict, goes nicely with balance, as you said.
Yeah, and also if it's too hot, there's also some options that you can use, like air coolers, or like adding wet towels around your house to get the moist inside the room. So
Mhm.
it's never like just happens. You can make some changes, like even here during the winter, like I have wood heating, which I really appreciate most of the time.
Mhm.
Not during the mornings when I have like 15 degrees indoors, but most of the time I like it. But when I sleep somewhere that has central heating, it's awful what it does with the nose, like inside. There's nothing to breathe. All these, like basically, you can't breathe. That's why I understand why a lot of people are snoring. It's not because the nose is broken, it's because the air is so dry.
Yeah,
And
I
another
completely
side
agree.
is
Yeah, yeah,
stuffiness in the face.
yeah, yeah. That's why I have so many humidifier at home. That's one thing that. So more important for me is that connected to the heat than the temperature itself.
Mhm.
At least my point on that one. And what are the reasons why you love biohacking?
Oh, this will take long. But like I said in the beginning, I think I love it because this helps to make your health your own. Not that you need to rely on some age groups that say like, oh, when you're 40 this happens, or when you're 50 that is normal if your joints are aching. If you're 60, no wonder that you can't come out of bed. It's okay. I don't think it's okay. I think we can be, yes, we will be slower when we age, but we can still be vital. We can still get along with our body, move it, go to the places we want, travel, you name it, but we need to take good care of it to get to that point, because the issue here is that our cells are also aging and telomeres are shortening, and the shorter they are, the faster the aging process goes, and you don't want that.
Mhm.
So that's why like doing different tests is also super good, like blood tests or stool tests or whichever tests you can see. Like check your biometrics on biological age, or how is your glucose going throughout the day? Is it like spikes or is it normal? How is your stress levels? Because even with these smart watches, you can see stress, what and when and why, and you can adjust. So I think doing tests is also a big part of it.
Yes, completely. Without it, there is no hacking because you don't have data and you cannot tune it completely. Uh, and for entrepreneurs, they are much more interested in biohacking, and for big business people than kind of a normal people, if I may say, normal, someone not interested in the
Mhm.
topic. I believe because it's so clear that you cannot take care of your business if you don't take care of yourself. And as you say, vitality and mental clarity, emotional stability, um, all of that. If you don't monitor, if you don't take care of that, you're ruined, right? In your business as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it can come fast because if you ignore the facts that your body is stressed out or your body is slowly like dying, right? Then the crash is hard, and how to repair yourself after is even harder. So it's better to use biohacking as a secret tool or open tool that you do to be able to shine, to be
Yeah.
able to think, to be able to build the business, be under pressure, communicate with your clients, uh, launch new products, because this all needs resources from you. And if there isn't any, then the results can't go good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing that you can have under your control and
Mm.
in your hands, our circle of influence. Do you see any like a negative points of biohacking? We mentioned these trends and just doing whatever what someone says, and yeah.
I think the biggest issue is also that a lot of, well, it's changing now, but still a lot of biohacker leaders are men and they are speaking about the same things for everybody. But being a female, we are different.
Yes.
Hormones work differently. Like the easiest example is intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Male can do it like every day, 8 hours eating, 16 hours break.
Yes.
Females can't.
Yes.
It can be that you are different if you test it. Some can, but it's not recommended because your cycle is then suffering.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I remember when I realized that when I was doing the fasting,
Mhm.
all sorts of fasting, and I came to the same conclusion. And something that surprised me was that it was easier for my female anatomy, for my female body and mind to be into fasting like more than a month without eating food, without water, only water, water fast. It was easier than doing some sorts of intermittent fasting, like regular ones, like a normal ones, as you said. These normal ones, it was better for me to adjust to my 3 cycles of the month,
Mhm.
3 phases, not cycles, but 3 phases of the cycle.
Yeah. I know that there are some listeners who say, like, oh, it's fine for them, it doesn't matter. It can be, but more often than not, women are suffering because we are trying to follow the footsteps of men and not thinking that we are different. And I
Mhm.
like that there are some, like I mentioned in previous episode, I was in Finland in Biohacker Summit, and I really loved one Kaisa there,
Mhm.
who is Finnish, and she was doing the full presentation on seasons in female cycle,
Mhm.
and bringing out the points: what moods are in what season, how do you influence others, what can you accomplish during these cycles. And there were a lot of men who also listened, and this is so valuable information because if you are male energy, you are like want to achieve, want to do like properly every day, put
Mhm.
effort in, get your goals done, right? But if you're
Skip
female,
the breakfast. It's the easiest. It's the most logical. It's just by hacking, and there you are. You are eating breakfast, right?
yeah,
Now you're eating breakfast. Okay.
yeah, but then if you're a female, you're looking at that, and then you're in your winter phase, and you're like, I don't want to get up at 8 a.m. I just can't.
Mhm.
And then maybe,
You mean five?
mm,
You mean 5 a.m.?
well, maybe 5 a.m. Yes, whatever is suitable for you. I don't do that anymore,
That's
but I
fine
try
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
And also, like you said, breakfast. There was a time when I skipped breakfast fully. I ate lunch at noon, and it actually suited me. I swapped it only because one nutritionist told me, like, "Oh my God, you need to eat breakfast." And then I was like, "Okay." I swapped it to smoothie then. But I'm never the person who eats like a full meal breakfast. And this is my type. Your
Mhm.
type is different. Whoever listens to us is different. And that is the reason why it's super important to know yourself, know what fits you and what doesn't. And don't go along with all the trends because trends are changing.
Mhm.
One time something works, the next time maybe it doesn't. Maybe there's something better. You need to listen to your body. And also, if you start using supplements and you start to see pimples, like another sample, I bought collagen creamer and I didn't look inside. I bought it at the summit, thinking, okay, I should do this collagen like a trial run. Let's see. Let's take it 2 months and see what changes. And I got allergic reaction. Like you can't see it, but I have something in here. I have something in here on my hands. And then I wrote to the company like, I was super polite. I didn't even add photos. I was just like, hey, have you had any kind of issues with that? because inside wasn't only collagen. There was MCT oil,
Mhm.
there was vanilla extract, and stevia. And I think it was meant to use it like a coffee whitener. But for me, now I'm in trouble because it takes me probably 3 months to get rid of that thingy, and I don't even know what caused the problem.
Mhm. Uh, I remember when chia seeds became trend.
Mhm.
And at the time, it was like, oh my God, I do appreciate chia seeds, but it's like, really, people? Really, people? Is it chia the answer to everything? Is chia the answer to the world issue with hungry people, like chia seeds for any problem? But at the same time, there is some truth in trends. I would say the good way to approach it is to experiment by testing it, and testing it in balance. Even it is the best thing on the earth, it is not the only thing. Even if it is one of the best things on the earth. And if you only take one super something, even though it's a superfood, no, the answer is in the mix.
True that. That is super good way to actually draw the line again. If there is something you want to add, you can still do it. But I would like to invite our listeners think about for a moment, what do you use on daily basis? Is it enough for you, or maybe you are doing this or taking some supplements or doing some practices because your friend does it or Instagram says it? Just take a moment and think, is this all for you? And then we can go from there. You can always share as well. But I think this is super good topic, how to support yourself during your business journey.
Yeah. And another thing is that business journey, as our life changes, business journey changes. So different requirements when you are traveling a lot, different
Mhm.
requirements when you are at your home stay mostly, like different requirements in different phases of business. So to track that as well.
And you mentioned traveling. What I learned from my travels, because I traveled a lot before,
Mhm.
I learned that never eat. No matter how long the flight is, only drink water as much as you can. Never eat when you are flying. And you feel so much better when you are in your destination country.
That would be a hard one for people to try for some people. Yeah,
Yeah, or at least try to make you some snacks that are yours. Not don't eat this airplane food or like airport food.
yeah. Biohacking is a new word, as we said, like 2018 something. But what is behind it's really, really old and ancient practices, ancient traditions as well. We're thinking about it. I do remember we mentioned sleep, we mentioned the temperature of the room. We didn't mention blindfolding the room, but all of it. Humidity, time of the day, circadian rhythm, the number of hours, all of it. But Egyptians, they slept on inclined beds. And I don't think that I mentioned that I was sleeping like that for 10 years.
Nope.
Okay. And I can share that it was working nicely for me. Well, of course, when I was home, not when I was in hotels. So it's not applicable all the time. And it may raise an eyebrow, but there are so many, not only cheap, but free solutions or free methods that we can use.
Yeah.
This is one of them. You don't need to buy a new bed. You can just put inclination on. I just wanted to emphasize how even something that sounds so bizarre or different can be really easy to implement in our lives. And then when people have some GERD issues or snore issues, these kind of things, why not give it a try?
That is all I'm asking too. Just give it a try. And I think it's a bit like European versus US biohacking, that
Mm-hmm.
in Europe, everybody is speaking about nature, herbs, sauna, sleeping, all these, like ancient practices, like you said. But in
Mm-hmm.
US, it's more like telomeres and like how to grow yourself a new skin tissue, or like all this machinery that can actually help you is
Yeah,
popular there. They are forgetting all these ancient practices. And then in Europe, we do more ancient practices and use less of this machinery, but
yeah,
it should be all combined, like
yeah.
balance.
Yeah, yeah. But I realized for US and for Europe as well, it's very important to use any kind of old practices and just put neuroscience in.
Oh, yeah.
You just add that in the title, and there you go. Okay, that's a buzzword. Trends and so on. Okay. Mm.
Yeah.
We sound like, well, both of us, we tried a lot. I think that would be like 10 hours if we would share all of our practices and biohacking and tools and so on. And we were interested and are interested in technology and innovations. I was working in a technology company and was in charge of topic of innovation, and you were as well into IT industry plus technology, not only now but previously. And so there are many things that we tested, but don't want to sound like we did it all, because there are so many
Oh,
things
no.
that we didn't still. And I wanted to ask you, is there something that you would like to try out or implement as a new biohack that you heard of or were curious about?
Well, there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I would like to know more about bone marrow transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does it work and how does it really affect you?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a bit skeptical as well, because my background is herbs and all
Mm-hmm.
these ancient parts. And if somebody tells me, "Oh, this is scientifically proven," I'm always like, "Yeah, but like 2 years. What does that show?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, it's interesting. There's a lot of tests that I would like to do. One is, for example, like I think it's like DNA test, where you can see like who are your like or where are you from, actually, like which parts of the whole world
Yes,
do
yes,
you
it's
have in you.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not like it will change my health in any way, but it's just interesting to see like which kind of blood do I have in me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point I'm starting slow, like measuring my sleep and my health, and like not going crazy, or like not starting, because I started 2018, but the idea is still like doing it first, like thinking, is it
Mm-hmm.
really needed? And then practicing it. Because the example with collagen is super easy. It wasn't anything huge, but I didn't focus, I didn't pay attention, and I already got allergy. This is not
Mm-hmm.
nice. Imagine if it's something bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What
Yeah.
about you?
Uh, for me, I would say is that I would not. I would. I decided to re-implement some of the best practices that I did in the past. So I mentioned that it was my love since I was in elementary school, and in elementary school, I started to do 1 day per week fasting, water fast. And then for years, I didn't do this kind of practices. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to be water fasting, but I decided to re implement whatever was the best working for me. And no matter that it is trendy now, I really, like on a new level, realized how stronger better I felt and I have been feeling while doing some of the practices. Like I really enjoyed my inclined bed. I really enjoyed these kind of things. And then I wanted to see the life without this kind of biohacking because like we don't need it. But out of experience, I can say life is better with it, more quality. And I needed to do this full circle. Sorry, I don't hear you now. If you can repeat.
Oh yeah, the mic was not on.
Okay.
But I think the knowledge as well, because the moment you start with biohacking, it actually pushes you to read more, to listen more, to understand more. Because if you watch some webinars or videos, in the beginning, you're like, what are these short worms like? For what? You don't even get what people are saying. And
Mm-hmm.
then you start to hack them, and you're like, okay, this is that metric, and this is this metric. And then you understand. And
Mm-hmm.
this is continuing.
Yeah, Dave Asprey, I believe that he said something like, "Oh, if I would have this kind of understanding knowledge before, where would I like something like that? Like if I would
Yeah.
knew that when I was younger." And at the same time, I can test. Yeah, I knew some of these things when I was younger, and still, you need to do full circle. So it doesn't matter when in life you start or how you are circling. The most important thing is to choose yourself and choose your life without norms. Rethink the norms,
Hmm.
whichever they are. And this is what biohacking is as well, this kind of freedom. And this is why I think it's so connected to entrepreneurship and big time business people, because you need to be like out of box thinker in order to make the changes.
That is true. And that is the best place to draw the line for today. You need to be thinking outside of the box and supporting your body in the best way possible. So optimize your health. Start today. If you haven't heard anything about biohacking, easy. There's a lot of information. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you are already a biohacker and you can tell us which kind of results you have seen in your business, even better. Please share them with us. We love to read them and we get some inspiration as well, which kind of episode we want to do next.
Yeah,
So
just
thank
saying.
you.
Yeah, thank you and bye.
Bye.